Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. Greetings. Greetings.
Greetings.
It's Uncle Vigilante. You can call me Uncle V. And what do? I unapologetically cover epic cash. Welcome to the show. This is going to be an awesome show. We have a special guest, Frank. Do I say it Beaty? Or is it okay? Beaty. Frank Beaty is on.
That's the one.
We're going to introduce him properly here in a minute, but I wanted to, and Max Freeman, peace be upon him, is on the line as well. And before we get going, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about, because what we're going to do is we're going to be comparing Epic Cash versus the rest of Frank's current portfolio today. That'll all make sense, but it's an exercise 2 years ago Max went through with me. And I'm going to tell you the story in a minute, but I just wanted to share with you, what the rest of the industry is doing right now. And I'd like to just show this to you because a picture is worth 1,000 words. The rest of the industry is doing this. And why is this important? It's because while they're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, let me share you a little bit about what's happening in our community. Let me give you this. This is just freaking awesome. Ryan Kaminsky. Am I saying that right, Max? Kaminsky or Kaminsky?
Kaminsky.
Kaminsky, no N. Kaminsky. Look at this.
Cumiskey. Kaminsky.
Oh, Kaminsky. But look at this. He dropped this in a Telegram chat. And it's so freaking awesome. I hope everyone who goes into any AT&T store, Apple store, Android store, wherever you get those, go in there, play with their phones and put it to the Epic Pay wallet and take a picture and submit it in t.me/Epic Cash. Why? Because I want to do a montage. When we get about 50 of these, I want to have our creative videographers and the Monkmans and the Manhattans of the world and all of you creative types. I want to create a montage of this image from all over the world. So what can you do to put an oar in the water? Go to an Apple store. Have some fun. And who knows, we just might be able to get some people to download the Epic Pay wallet because they'll be like, what the heck is that? What else is our community doing? Well, I will tell you that it is my personal opinion. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from the last few live streams that we've done. Each time people are saying, that was your best yet. Uncle V, that was your best yet. Uncle V, that was the best ever. I'm like, wow. A big reason why is because I have a couple of guys who we talk about what we're going to talk about prior, and shout out Monkman and Manhattan. Let me just share with you what today's thumbnail is going to be, and it's right here. And the title of the show is Epic Cash versus Frank's Portfolio. And this is such a great visual. All I did was in the group that we share together, us three, is I said, Epic Cash versus Frank's Portfolio is going to be the name of the show. Can you guys come up with something? And look at that. This is just so freaking awesome. So, and oh, by the way, they don't just stop there. Shout out Monkman here. Look at this. Look at what he just created for me to be able to have as an intro or an outro. Stand by, because I don't know if I hit share volume, and we're just doing this to get a few people share sound, to get a few people in here before it's go time. But this is very cool. So this is what our community does when we talk about put an oar in the water. Find out what your talents are and just start rowing. Look at this.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to do that again because I think I blew everybody's eardrums out.
Mind.
We're going to go back. And it's very short, but
Amazing.
So everyone, Epic Cash is so far beyond where it was a year ago or 2 years ago. But hear me this. It is nowhere near where we're going to be in 6 months or a year. Why? Because of community members like you. Those of you who come in and they don't do what this dude did this last week, where he came into Freeman U and he said, hey, for $8,500, I'm really good at this social media stuff. $8,500 a week, I'll give you. And he literally posted a napkin that had 3 things on it that were like metrics. And we were all like, huh? And dude, you're out there, you know, we're talking to you, but the message to you is, if you have this kind of talent, hey, go buy $1,000 worth of Epic Cash, $5,000 worth of Epic Cash. Hey, $8,500 worth of Epic Cash from maybe one of your other clients that actually pays that. And when you have that, then you're going to be motivated to do this for the community and for yourself, because you have a defined self-interest. Okay, so that's just a PSA. That's a PSA. Now, let me share with everybody. Here's a picture of this last week. How did this show come together? Frank, who I'm going to ask him to properly introduce himself. He is an actor who was in like many films, and I believe it was The Guiding Light. You were one of the studs when you were younger.
Thank you.
You'll tell us that. But this is Frank. This is me. We met at a restaurant in Tampa last week.
Can you say the name?
Yeah, and the meat market in Tampa, it was just fantastic, and it was a wonderful meeting. We had a lot of fun. I think maybe a little bit too much fun, Frank.
I agree.
What do you think? Why don't you introduce yourself? Talk to the people about the dinner we had and how this show came together.
I will. My name is Frank Beaty. Frank Law Beaty is my acting name now. I was an actor about 27 years ago on The Guiding Light. It was a daytime drama, and then I did a few things afterwards and a few things before, and I'm back in the biz as of about literally a month and a half ago, and nice. Things are popping already in that career, so I'm happy about it, and it's all seems to be part of the same momentum in this world of Epic, and it's beyond my ability to explain it. But I knew when I met you at that restaurant that we were on, you know, that something special was going to happen. And that if I was going to meet also the great Max Freeman on this show, then I was going to be damn nervous indeed. And I am, but I'll survive it because I'm on trial for my shit coins, I believe. We'll see. I don't know. I just want to get more into Epic than I already am. I've been holding since right pre-Bitmark, that era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm happy. I mean, I've never sold a coin. I have quite a few, and I enjoy them, and I love watching your show every chance I get. It's been a while since I've watched an entire show, but I have participated, as some people know, such as in the last 10 minutes of a show, I'll catch the show and I'll start chatting. People will be there, and it'll be like a symphony of participation. And that's what I see the Epic community as, you know, it's a participation community.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been very present. I started listening to you, I believe in mid 2021. I don't know the chronology of Bitmart and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. It was just, that was my mental markers when I bought.
Right.
I've never looked back. I've never regretted. The only thing I want to do is get a little more.
And what I understand from talking to you when we met there was I put my arms out and I put them on my table, and I didn't realize how that makes me look like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh dear, you're so wrong. You are so wrong. You are buff, and I could not believe my eyes how buff and tall you are. In fact, that picture, can you cue that up again? Because you're a way bigger man and fitter man than I am. I got a roll around my waist. It doesn't matter. It's not important. I'm just telling you, I'm ashamed, and you should not ever be ashamed. Look at your magnificence. Anyway, Anyway, we had a blast. And
We had a blast.
yeah, it was too much. We were causing scenes in the center of that restaurant, and I know it. And I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize to the meat market.
Yes. So during the dinner, we were talking about your portfolio, and you shared with me that let me cue it up. I need to get my notes out here. You shared with me that now I'm adding a few coins here that weren't admittedly in your portfolio, only because we're going to go through an exercise that Max is on, and he's going to take us through. But I wanted to go through your portfolio like Max did it with me 2 years ago, one coin by one coin by one coin, and comparing it to Epic Cash. Now, everybody out there watching this, please, you're going to want to watch this show again and again and again and again, because if you hold Monero or R, BTC, ETH, Sushi, ADA, Solana, LTC, those are the coins that we're going to go through, because most of those are in Frank's portfolio. And a lot of people just take a look at CoinMarketCap or their little app that they look at, and FOMO, I'm getting rich, or FUD, oh, the world sucks, this
or both,
horrible, or both. Yeah. But Max is going to take all of the emotion off the table, and he is going to provide to us today the right way to discern which coin or coins you should be in. Max Freeman, welcome to the show. Thank you. You're awesome. Founder of Epic Cash. Can you please just rewind a little bit and share with everyone, Max, the conversation you and I had a couple of years ago and how that impacted my life?
Yeah. So, wow, ancient history at this point. Time flies when you're having fun. You came in, it was about 2 years ago, 2021, I remember, and you were very, very new to crypto, and you pursued a very rational and reasonable and logical strategy. You subscribed to multiple newsletters of experts. You paid good money to understand what experts recommended you be in. You surveyed their opinion, and this guy likes this, and this guy likes that, and you spent lots of time reviewing news articles, and just you really immersed yourself and ended up with a portfolio of what you consider diversified, high quality assets. I've got a grab bag of the top 25, or let's say 25, I think it was 20 or 25 assets out of the top 100 or so names. Nobody gets fired for buying IBM. How could it be wrong to buy this thing when I just see article after article after article every day fawning over how awesome this stuff is? And little old Epic, nobody's heard of it. Oh, must be a shit coin, right? Just next. And so what we did was go through every asset in your portfolio, like we'll do here for Frank, and just go, okay, do we own these things for fun, for community, for camaraderie, for entertainment, for nostalgia? What is the reason for owning these things? Oh, no, we want to increase our purchasing power. Okay, so if we want to increase our purchasing power, how do we do that? We have this one asset over here that's an X million market cap. We have this other asset over here that's a Y million market cap. Why are we looking at market cap instead of price per coin or some other metric like that? It takes a while to invest to get the eyes to see. But once you see the matrix and you go, wait a minute, like I have 1,000 times the potential to get what I want with this one over here versus this other one. It may feel a bit scary to go against the grain and make a bold choice. But once you go through that exercise and see, right now today, you can own 17,500 times more proportionally of the Epic network if you look at it as real estate versus Ethereum, because Ethereum is 193 billion in market cap and we are 11 million. Now, if you look at the ultimate potential of what we're doing versus what Ethereum is doing, or Sushi, or Solana, or Litecoin, or any of these assets, you go, risk versus reward. Okay, and crazy as it sounds, you made the entirely rational choice to dump all that stuff and focus, go narrow and deep on Epic. And what I find is that the more time people spend in our world, they increasingly go there. A friend of mine from my prior business life stopped through town and had a layover, and we met for dinner. And he's been, in fact, if you're listening, Sal, love you, buddy. He showed me, his cards, and we talked through just like this. And I figured he's about 1 or 2% in he's got his toe in the water. He's only got a 1 or 2% skin in the game. And he said, this seems mostly crazy. It's way over my head. I don't understand this stuff, but I've known you for 25 years and you're a smart guy. What percentage of your eggs do you have riding on this? And I said, well, take a guess. And he's like, I don't know. You seem pretty bullish. Maybe you have half in it or something. I was like, no, take a guess. More. He was like, oh, 60, 70, 80, 90. I was like, no, dude, I'm in as all as can be with nothing but, a legacy of debts in the old economy that's crashing, so that I can be as back up the truck in 100% here. And crazy as that sounds, it is financially rational. Is it a greater risk to be out or to be in? Once you understand how Epic works, it's actually a greater risk to be in other stuff, even if it seems safer. Other assets have a stronger history. If you look through the rear view, you get a better answer. But since we care about is what's ahead through the windshield, it turns out to actually be better here. So once we go through this this list of 9 assets or so, 8, you should see as well whether owning something like Litecoin or Solana or Sushi or Monero is going to get you where you want to go. And if not, maybe you can actually have your cake and eat it too, by being a little more focused. So that's what we'll get into today.
Excellent. And I would like to just share another public service announcement that kind of blew me away. Is I kind of felt this week during the pump that we experienced that, inside info over here, I kind of thought that most of that was Frank, because I know, the amount that he has, and when he does start pivoting, that I knew it would move the needle a bit. And then right before this show, we were talking. I'm like, so how much did you ape in this last week? And he said, dude, I haven't had time, 0. And so, Frank, before we dive into your portfolio, would you mind just sharing with us, your crypto experience, and how did you arrive at your current portfolio? What process did you go through?
Great question. My first purchase of crypto was Bitcoin on Venmo, of all things. That was a very basic choice because I couldn't even move it once I did it. It was just it was just my first shot at it. And I did that, and it didn't do well because I bought it at the wrong time.
So wait a minute. So when you buy it on Venmo, that literally becomes, Max, you can help us, a BTC IOU, right? But you can't send that then to a cold storage wallet, correct? Max?
I don't know if they let you withdraw now. Maybe they've enabled that, but yes. For a longer time, I know many platforms allow you to buy, but not withdraw. And so if you do the math on that, what you're really doing is you're giving your money to a financial institution. They're buying the asset that you think you own, and they're giving you an IOU saying, if the price goes up when you click the sell button, you bought it at 24,000, you sold it at 26, we owe you $2,000. In other countries, that's called a contract for difference, or a gambling instrument. So people think they own crypto, and they really don't. Yep. Unless you get the seed words, you are just engaging in speculation with a leveraged financial institution, and you are actually at the bottom of the creditor stack.
Yep.
Perfect. This is why you guys tune in to the Uncle Vigilante show. You're not seeing this kind of coverage anywhere else, I promise you. So Frank, Venmo was your first, and then when did you start figuring out kind of DeFi and the rest of the world?
Yeah, that was well, it wasn't next. The next was Epic. Epic was my next purchase, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a real purchase because I really had to do the seed phrases, and that's when I realized that the ones that I bought on Venmo was nothing but an IOU, and that I couldn't even send it anywhere. Wow. That, I believe, has changed, and I think Max is correct that it has since been maybe on Venmo that you can actually send and receive elsewhere Bitcoin. Okay. I don't know.
Yep. That's fine.
But I got out at a loss to get out of that situation.
Right.
So Max, does that mean they owe me money? I don't know. Anyway, Bitcoin went down in price.
Education is expensive. I'd
Yes,
consider
it
yourself
is.
fortunate.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I went straight to Epic when I was ready after listening to quite a bit of shows from you, every show I could get my hands on. And then Mother Trucker and Islo himself, the two to help me make my purchase, get my Veet account, and record my seed phrases and dispose of them properly and all those things. And then I was ready prior to the Bitmart launch because that's what I was FOMOing for. And I know that. I am fully aware that I bought a little higher than I am now. My cost basis is a little higher than what it is now, and that's fine. I'm just happy as a clam, which is with the price I got. So no sweat.
And by the way, you know, despite what you were saying at dinner about Islo, I think he's a really good guy.
Oh dear you. You are a mendacious man. You are indeed. Because I think Islo hung the moon. Indeed, I do.
I know. It's a joke, everyone. Izzy awesome. And we were talking about that at dinner, how both he and Mother Trucker, they're just salt of the earth people that just not a negative bone in their bodies.
No.
Yeah.
Amazing. So let's see. I bought I did that, and then I got interested in DeFi through certain ways that I won't go into, but I became enrolled in a type of university dedicated to the education of getting into DeFi, getting from a CEX to a DEX.
Okay.
How to buy, what coin to buy to move from there into the very complex kind of world of DeFi, and then what all that means. When I first started listening to you and Max on this show, Max was like speaking Greek in fast motion.
Yeah.
But I didn't stress it. I just listened. We said, like, you know, all these coins and all these platforms and all these modalities and all these tokenomics and all these things, they meant nothing to me. Now they mean everything to me. I do have that kind of familiarity with the topic, at least. So what I did then, go ahead.
I was going to say that's just because you dove into the shallow end head first, started ugly, and started getting the experience, right?
I did.
Crypto is really, really hard until it's not.
That's right.
And you only arrive at that until it's not phase when you just do. So I hope everybody stays safe out there diving into the shallow end head first, but you really do need to do that if you're gonna learn.
And I go back to the Epic purchases because I actually had to get family approval because some of that money was family office type money.
Okay.
I mean, it's no joke. And I had to make sure that it was okay with all family members involved, that was going to be a kosher purchase. And it wasn't even that much. I just had to be careful, and I did it. And the faith in the family was strong enough in me that no one stopped anything that I did. And I made about 100 purchases separately. I didn't buy all at once. I participated in the market, but only buying. You know what I mean? That's all I did. I watched how a DEX or CEX works with the trading. I learned how to trade buying Epic. That's how I learned how to trade.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really true. That's as far as a trader as I am. Now, when I
would caution, sorry to interrupt, Frank, but I would caution you against active trading. I'm going to show you, I pulled up here for each of these assets. If you look at the dollar numbers, you go, oh, it's up, it's down. I zigged, I zagged. I put those lines on the chart. I bought this video course from this guru, and now I'm clicking these buttons and making this money. Almost everybody focuses on the wrong things and loses money. Trading, the 1 out of 10,000 savant type freaks like Warren Buffett, or the guys that have a structural edge that are front running or kind of cheating, like the Citadels and the Jump Capitals and stuff. They're playing a different game than you. And so out of 10,000 people, 1 wins and 9,999 lose and engage in a wealth transfer. And so what's particularly pernicious about focusing on the dollar price rather than looking at really what matters, which is what percentage of this scarce and finite real estate on this ledger can I buy, is you get situations like this very sad tale that I often talk about, where a guy I knew from earlier, or from another part of my life, early on owns 120,000 coins, and then he's actively trading and, hey, look, I'm making all this money. Oh yeah, how many coins are you up to? Well, I have 60,000. Okay, and then meet him next year. How you doing on your trading? Oh, I'm crushing it. I have 30,000 now. And then asking for help on filing the taxes. How many are you down to? So you can think you're winning and actually lose. Two very simple strategies on the entry and the exit will put you ahead of 95, if not 98 or 99% of active traders, speculators, even investors. And it's very simple. So when you buy, you want a dollar cost average because nobody knows the future. When you bought back pre-Bitmart, imagine if you said, maybe it's going to go to the moon, but maybe it also won't. I'm going to take my purchase that I intend to put in. Let me just shove my chips in and go all in right now. Let me spread that out over 3 months, and I'm going to do 8% a week over 3 months or something. Whatever time frame you want, whether it's days, weeks, months, years. If you drip in the money, when it's low, you will buy more automatically. When it's high, you'll buy less automatically, and so you come out with more coins for less fiat currency than you otherwise would with that. And then on the sell side, so right now we're under $1. Life is good, even if you are kicking yourself that you bought too high before, as long as you still have some dry powder. Okay, you used to be buying one coin for $6. Now you can get it for under $1. So let's say you put in 20-30% more of your initial stake, and because you're buying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times as many coins, you end up bringing your cost basis way down. So let's just say that we're talking about a dollar cost average entry here. You want to be disciplined and say, okay, at $3, I'm going to sell 10% of my bag. At $5, I'm going to sell 10%. At $10, at 15, at 20, at pick a number, just set a ladder up as you go. And so if you do the math on that, if you take 10% off the table as you hit various levels, you'll be positioned well for a retrace. You'll have dry powder when other people are, oh my God, the sky is falling, and it goes down by half overnight for no reason. You can be on the winning end of that rather than being stressed and refreshing the screen and going, oh my God, maybe my wife was right. I should have sold this garbage. And you end up with most of your coins and a lot of dollars or gold or real estate or whatever you care about along the way. So if you exercise discipline on the entry and on the exit, you'll play this game better than 99% of people.
Hey, Max,
and spend less time doing it. Yeah.
Hey, Max, specific to that though, I do want to make one comment. So if, let's say somebody's like, you know what, we went up to $5, so I'm going to take 90% of my chips off the table and put it in USDT because I think can you talk about the 7 times we went vertical and what your feelings are about some of the momentum that we're seeing now, and why is it when you look at these charts, the 7 times that it goes vertical, that it goes vertical instead of kind of rapidly up and to the right?
Wow.
Yeah. So let's look at that. So the first time here, so I look in Satoshis in BTC terms rather than dollars.
Yep.
So July 8th of 2020, we were 500 sats. So 524, 513, 550, and we were trading a few $1,000s a day. Now you go forward only a couple of weeks and oh my God, what happened here? So in Satoshi terms, you 8x'd your money in 2-3 weeks. So we went from trading $4,000 a day to $260,000 a day. So not only are you getting a higher price, but you can also sell a lot more, because right now the wealth you have is entirely theoretical. If you sell into a weak market where there's no volume, you're going to crush the book and end up giving away your coins for half nothing. So timing is everything. We could go back and look at the specific catalysts. And in fact, if anybody out there is listening and wants to undertake this exercise, we were putting out articles, we were communicating. You weren't doing the videos back then, but I had some interviews here and there. So you can go back through the entire history of the Epic project and correlate what are these pumps all about. And so usually what happens is, okay, why does it go up? And then, okay, it's feathering back down. It goes up and then it's going back down. It goes up, back down, up, back down, up, back down. So if we go here to the Explorer, explorer.epic.tech, so you can see that right now the supply is 15.8 million.
Cool.
And the supply goes up by 4 epic per block, which is 5,760 a day. So you can see here the history all the way back to 0. So in the beginning, we were going up 23,000 a day.
Yeah.
Or it's supposed to be 23. It looks like we were coming out a little fast, so 26. And then we go to 11,000 a day. And now we are at 5,000 a day. And in 4 months and approximately 2 days, that goes down to 2,880 per day. So what happens is the new mining supply comes on and the miners have to sell to cover their electricity costs. Miners are not speculators. They're just doing it as a way to earn passive income from their machines. And they're largely agnostic as to whether they're mining X coin or Y coin. They just need to earn it to get rubles or Turkish lira or whatever currency they care about. So you have this sales pressure that's constantly coming and it's pushing the price down unless there's some positive catalyst. And when there's some positive catalyst, the people that are in the boat now, I mean, everybody that owns coins, we know what we have. We're thinking, oh, you know, at $50, I can buy this. At $100, I can buy that. At $1,000, I can do this. Nobody's really done all this effort to go through those 27 steps to jump through the hoops to buy, to go, oh, now it's 84 cents. Great. Let me go buy some shoes. No, you're looking to pay off your mortgage or buy a car or something. And so when we get hot, and it doesn't take a lot, because if we go here and we look at it, Epic only has 1,864 people on CoinGecko following it. 1,864. Wow. Even Pirate Chain, which is only an $80 million market cap coin, has 18,000. So there's 10 people watching Pirate Chain for everyone that's watching us. Is it easier to double your money on an $80 million market cap asset or an $11 million market cap asset? Is it easier to get 18,000 new people or 1,800 new people? Wow. And so what happens is you get people coming in and they go to they go to the book. So let's go to VTEX and let's see.
VTEX. Okay, that's what we call it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's French for speed. So nice. Somebody comes in here and they go, hey, this thing is great. It would be awesome. It would be awesome if I could go all the way back in time to when it was cheap back here. I sure wish I could pay 500 sats. If I could go back in time and discover this thing 2-3 years ago, I would back up the truck. But I'm here today. Is this thing still a good deal? Yes, it is. So let me see how much is for sale. Okay, if I want to deploy one BTC, let's say I have one BTC, I'm going to push the price up to 3,998 sats. The last trade was at 29.47. So somebody comes in with a stinking 25 grand and says, I don't want to wait. The next guy that just heard what I heard is going to go buy this. And then if they deploy their one BTC, this thing goes, doubles in price. So I better buy it now. So this guy pushes his chips in and takes 27,000 coins off the market. And we see a giant spike on the chart. And that's when you go, oh, wait, I guess we're in one of those times again. And then what happens is all this, look at all this buy action. Look at this. Somebody's sitting here going, oh, you know, I have 7,000 worth of dry powder here. I'm going to wait and let the seller come to me. Mm-hmm. It's nighttime in China. People are getting frisky. Let me just wait and let them dump into my bid. This guy wants 2,400. This guy wants 1,200, 5,000, and so on. So you have all this demand. You can go here. Okay, that's at 300 sats. That's no good. But I mean, you can even see here, like pick a number. There's a huge amount of demand, and there's really not a lot of supply. So if we were talking about doubling the price, that would only take $60,000 or something like that.
Wow. And this is what, when I talk in the Telegram about an unorthodox selling strategy, what people don't get. Can you go back to the chart to where the last one where it really went up high? Yeah, that the big spike there. I remember those days. I was part of that, right? And so was a couple of friends of mine and such. And it's one of these things to where people are so deathly afraid of buying the order book that they just want to be able to set their price and let the price come to them when they just don't get it. If they got off the sidelines and just went and bought the order book, what happens is a rising tide lifts all ships. And then somebody else comes in and they're like, oh, maybe it's not going to come to me. Maybe there's going to be this run. So you know what? I'm just going to get off the sidelines too. And a little, and a little, and a little more, and a little more. And then that confidence kicks in. Now we are nowhere. I mean, my gosh, where were we with all of our tech from back at the height of that? I mean, my gosh, we have so much, we are worth so much more as a network than we were back then. So I take a look at the little run that we've had this week, and it's because people are getting off the sidelines. They're starting to wake up, and you better be paying attention, because you can see if you are out at any of these times, and miss it. You are going to miss it. And now you may say, yeah, but you know what? I may miss it, but it's going to go down again. Yeah, you know what? Unless you are that genius that can time the top, and maybe 0.5% of the people can do that, if that, then you're just going to ride it up and down and up and down and up and down. But I got to tell you, man, when we go on that next big run, Max, I know that we don't like talking about price, but if you just look at the charts and you do the tea leaf thing, I mean, where could, if it broke through, Max, where could, based upon historical data, could Epic Cash price go? And I know we don't like going there, but I want to go there right now.
No, I think it's relevant. I mean, we're not telling people, like Michael Saylor, go mortgage your house and go all in. Turn your brain off and buy my bags. The rallying cry of the orange besotted, laser-eyed cultists. So I think it's important to look at history. If you go back to January 3rd, 2009, when BTC launched, I think it actually had its first quoted trades within that first year, definitely within 18 months, something like that. So if we go back in the midst of time to 2009 and then play that forward until 2023, if you look at BTC, so Epic is the same emission curve as BTC. For those who aren't as familiar, I'll pull it up here. So it starts from the scarcity.
$21 million.
So the supply of BTC ends up at 21 million in the year 2140, and Epic in the year 2140 as well. This is June of 2028. The supply of Epic will be 20.3 million, and the supply of BTC will be 20.3 million. It started in 2009, and we started in 2019. So the first 19 years of BTC are compressed into the first 9 years of Epic. So we're like a DVD that slots into the same physical space in the computer as the CD-ROM once was, and serves the same basic function. Or imagine you go to buy a cartridge for your printer, and the HP brand is $100, and then they have the Office Depot or Staples compatible brand for $59 that serves the same purpose. We've designed Epic to be the hand that fits into that glove. If the fuselage on the plane is the same, and all you did is tweak the engines to give them 10% more fuel efficiency, then you're going to fly the plane from London to Paris, basically the same, except for the fact that one variable you change. The plane, the engines are more efficient, so you're going to get there while burning less fuel and have greater profits for your airline. So if you look at the history of Bitcoin Core and what happened as explosive fiat currency creation, currently at 22 trillion in the US M1 money supply. Back before COVID, it was 4 trillion. You go back back to the financial crisis of 2007, 2008, and it was 1 trillion. And then you have to go back 250 years for that first 1 trillion to be created. You see, okay, that hyperinflationary explosion of new currency unit creation is meeting the brick wall of 21 million and disinflationary scarcity. What happens? If the price of gold doubles from $1,800 to $3,600 tomorrow, people are going to go to the river and they're going to get out their pan and they're going to start collecting flecks of gold more than they are. It's going to bring more supply onto the market. They're going to melt down old jewelry and circuit boards and dental fillings, and they're going to go dig up more mountains. In short, the supply of gold is elastic in response to price. A greater price is going to elicit more supply from the market. But in the case of Epic, it is immutable. It can only emit, the network can only produce those 4 coins per block that it's programmed to. And in 4 months, it's going to be 2 coins. So even if our price explodes, there's only the same amount of supply coming. So the value of these social networks, and Epic is a social network, is governed by 2 equations. One's called Metcalfe's law, and the other is called Reed's law. And what that says is if we're in a village and somebody out in the jungle and somebody comes and gives us 2 walkie-talkies, 2 people in the village can make 1 call between each other. If you have a 3rd walkie-talkie, then I can call you, you can call Alice, Alice can call Bob, and so on. The more walkie-talkies we add, the more different combinations of calls that we can make, and the more useful that network is. So the more people come in, it has an exponential impact in the valuation of each coin. A coin is just a metaphor. Really what you're talking about is 1/21 millionth of digital real estate or space on the silver shiny disk. And so if you look at the first decade-ish of Bitcoin Core and say, okay, there were 4,000 days of observed market behavior, approximately 10-ish years, 365 per year, let's call it 4,000 days. Over that time, you had this asset go from, okay, let's call it $100 to at a certain point, almost 100,000, 69 it got up to, 67 here, and now it's 24. I convert this to log scale rather than linear, because if you do it the other way, it just looks like, oh, hockey stick, it was nothing, then it's something. This shows you a little better how to look at it. It turns out that the top 10 trade, and I may have this slightly wrong, this is an old data point, but it really stuck in my mind and helped me understand how to approach this this space. The top 10 trading days of those 4,000 accounted for something like 92% of the return.
Wow.
So if you thought you could trade the market and watch the tea leaves and decide, oh, okay, market's getting hot, I'm gonna go in today. If you missed those 10 days, you were in 99.8% of the time, and you only got 8% of the reward versus just sitting in and waiting. So ultimately, it comes down to scarcity and also the utility. So when we get into this portfolio here and we say, what does Cardano do? What does Pirate Chain do? What does Ethereum, Litecoin, Solana, Sushi, Monero do? You get a sense of the market possibility. The market for hammers is different than the market for screwdrivers, as an example. You need both. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's do that. Let's do that, please. Let's get into this. This is where it gets good, everyone. And this is where just really, really start paying attention and taking notes, because, it's a very, very simple analysis. And let's start with BTC. And then I would love it if you would then progress to, if you do BTC, ETH, then Monero, and then R, and then we'll go to
right.
Point of order. I do reserve the right to tell you when I never actually owned a coin on that list. Is that okay with you, Uncle?
Oh, yeah, I teed it up at the beginning. So why don't you tell them what ones don't you own so that we know?
Not only don't I, but have I never owned Cardano.
Right.
And that's not it. I've never owned Pirate.
LTC,
I've never
Pirate?
owned Pirate Chain.
XMR?
I do own Monero right now,
Oh, you do? Okay.
sir.
Are you comfortable sharing how many you own?
Monero?
Yeah. How many Monero coins do you have?
Let's see, it's a very small part of my portfolio. So I would say under four coins.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I never owned Solana in my life. I shorted Solana, but that's it. I've never owned it, and I've never owned Litecoin either.
All right. So you own Epic, BTC, ETH.
No, no, you got it. But I own wrapped Bitcoin only in DeFi, except for about, let's see, on a wallet called Edge. No, I don't. I don't own Bitcoin there. I own Monero there on an Edge wallet. And that's
Okay.
it. So let's see here. Epic, Bitcoin, Core, Ethereum, correct, Sushi, Monero, and
So
I think that's it.
so why do you why do you own wrapped BTC rather than the BTC itself?
Because I was in DeFi for far too long, sir.
So you were yield farming it?
That is, well, no, I was trading it within DeFi. I used DeFi sheerly as a trading exercise for the tune to the tune of 7 months or so, and that's all.
Okay. And which what platform are you trading on? Uniswap? Sushi Swap?
Sushi. I started on
Sushi.
Uniswap. I switched to Sushi because Uniswap became unworkable for me for reasons I'm not sure. And I also switched away from Polygon because their fees have gone through the roof. And I don't trade on Polygon anymore.
Mhm.
I trade on the Arbitrum network, and I don't even trade any. I simply hold everything because I stopped trading. I invest now. That's all I do. Now, my goal is to move everything eventually to Epic. I simply have to know how. That's it. That's the only thing that is stopping me, sirs,
Yep.
because I'm
Okay.
not tech savvy. Okay. Now,
All right.
you may fly and dissect when ready, sir. Because
Okay.
that's accurate. That's accurate.
All right.
I have wrapped Bitcoin. That's the only other
Okay,
bet.
so I'm going to consider those the same for our analysis purposes, but actually, because you own WBTC, you actually don't own any coins. What you own is an IOU from a company called BitGo that I think is probably pretty safe. If you have to trust anybody, they're probably one of the best. I don't think they're going anywhere. But let's say there was a hack or some kind of bankruptcy or some kind of issue, your WBTC tokens are only as good as the ability of your issuing counterparty to actually give you those coins upon demand. And I think actually, unless you're a registered broker dealer, an institutional client, you can't directly interact with BitGo. So you're kind of at the mercy of the market to arbitrage. And normally that works. But as we saw with GBTC in the stock market, this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, a lot of people were arbitraging that, or let's say staked Ethereum, Lido or CBETH or RETH or something, and they were trading
to a terrifying degree at one moment.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, it's a 3% discount. Let me buy this. I'm so smart, and then it widens to 40% discount, and they're having to go bankrupt.
It was a crisis, and I didn't own any WBTC at that point. I hadn't even gotten into it.
All right, guys. Yeah. I'm bringing it back in. Let's go through this.
Okay, let's rock.
I want to make sure that we add pirate to this. I'd like to get through all.
You want to make sure that we what?
I'd like to make sure we can get through the entire versus just what Frank has. We now know, Frank. Good. You're in integrity, but I want to go through all of these because.
Okay, I added them back. Okay, so let's start with BTC. So. Let's look at what is the potential return of $1. I'm just going to say that you have one BTC. I don't know how much you have, and don't want to reveal that, but let's just say that you have one BTC, to make it easy. So you have one BTC, which is currently worth just under $24,000. And the overall price, if you multiply $24,000 by the supply of 19.3 million, you have an overall network that's worth 450 billion. So you can get 41,455 Epic coins per BTC. So what is going to make you more money in the future? Owning one BTC or owning 41,455 Epic?
Oh,
So
wish, yes.
so let's say now Epic performs the same job that BTC does, but with the store of value 21 million. It actually performs it better, but it can also do much else besides that BTC can't, because BTC doesn't have a USD coming. It doesn't have the scalability. It can't do this. It can't do that. So what?
It's surveillance.
Yeah, yeah. Other people can block you from using it. So Frank, if I know your BTC address, and I know how to send you tainted dust or put you on a blacklist, I can get you on the no-fly list through Chainalysis, CipherTrace, Elliptic, all these companies. And then when you deposit your coins to an exchange, they're going to say, "Oh, Frank's a high-risk client that's been doing money stuff with all these bad guys. We're going to freeze his account, freeze his funds, send him to law enforcement, and don't pass go. No coins for you." No. So it's actually a very serious risk that is not theoretical. This happens to people quite frequently. After the tornado cash situation, hackers were angry at the world and started sending tainted dust to celebrities that had posted their Ethereum address online. And it was a big thing. The US Treasury actually had to put out guidance saying, well, if you're a celebrity and you get tainted dust, we're not going to prosecute you, and you can apply here for a special license. You can just avoid all that completely if you use a private network. So BTC is 457,000 or $457 billion, and it has 1.2 million people following it. 1.2 million people. So 1.2 million. Oh, we already had it there. Whoops.
Take your time. I'm watching.
Okay.
So watching here. Watch. This is how closely I'm watching.
So BTC has 659 times more people following it than we do. So in order to get this number to go from 24,000 to 48,000, what do you need to do? Well, we can get another 1.2 million people to value this asset enough to push it up another 457 billion. So for you to double your money, it takes over 1 million people doing $500 billion worth of shift in where they perceive value.
Yes.
So in order to do that with Epic, to double your holdings, to get you from 70 cents to $1.40, all it takes is another 1,800 people. So
and $11 million.
And $11 million. Now another thing that we could do is we could look at the ratio of how high has this been, and what is the potential? Let's see what. How high has this been, and what is the potential to go back up to its all-time high? So in the case of BTC, the highest it ever got to was 69,000. All right. So 23,000 versus 69,000. What is that? About a 3x.
Yep.
So the highest it's ever been is triple. Now, in the case of Epic, we were at 685. So from 70 cents to 685, when we just retrace where we are, we're up 10x rather than 3x. Okay, so then if you have 41,000 Epic coins instead of one BTC coin, and we get to the same market cap as BTC. That puts us actually, whoop, this math is wrong. Hold on one second. Equals. I am not a spreadsheet jockey. I always have McMurphy do this for me.
I can't do them at all. I can't do them. That's what a boomer I am.
Oh, it shouldn't be dollars. Oops.
Why don't you change it to wrap Bitcoin while you're at it? I'm just kidding. That's okay.
At market cap parity. I'll fix that later. I'm just gonna hide that. So 41,000 times. Oh yeah, we need supply divided. Okay, I just figured it out. Give me 1 second here.
The only time you hear Uncle Vigilante really, really silent is when there's math. I'll let the pro be.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm gonna start on BTC because that one I know.
I'll tell you one thing while he's working, Uncle.
Yep.
My experience in DeFi was a complete distraction for me. And I got out as fast as I could in my practice of trading there. And
Yeah.
that is why I'm now considering myself an investor, not a trader. Anyway.
Okay, got it. So so because BTC has more coins, it has 19.2 million, and we only have 15.8 million. If our market cap, I would say when, but if our market cap gets to 457 million, what does that put the price per epic at? That puts us at $28,810 a coin.
Spit take.
Okay, so you're one BTC. So let's say potential value.
That's incredible.
So your potential value is
Max, that just broke my calculator. I put my
so you're one BTC if our thesis plays out and we get where we want to go. Now I think matching BTC is a starting point, not a finishing point. I can lay out a case for how we get to hundreds of thousands, then millions, then tens of millions on this thing. But just getting to where the VHS tape first version of our industry got to, your one BTC that's a leftover from your dalliances on DeFi, your learning phase, you have potentially $1 billion worth of future wealth here.
Okay.
Now what happens if you wait until it's more obvious? Let me wait until
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So if you wait until we go to $100 or something, instead of if you waited until we go to $100, this is still pretty good, but not nearly as good. So let's say if you waited till $100 to feel confident about your decision, what would that look like?
You're working so hard, Max.
So your 1.2 billion is only 12 million if you wait till $100 to put your one BTC in. You lost over $1 billion.
Okay.
And how long is it going to take to get to $100? So when we were at $7 here in December, we didn't have a mobile wallet. We were on version 2 of the GUI that didn't even work. Now we're on version 5. We were in about 1,000 less cities. We had many fewer community members. Objectively, the number of things that's happening in the ecosystem, if you pull up the tracking sheet, there's I think 411 separate tracks of activity going on that we're keeping track of.
Have you noticed it's gone up 6 cents since we started the show?
Yeah, I try not to look. I promised myself. I
wasn't looking. You got CoinGecko. Oh man, not me.
Yeah, no, when we were a penny, I put something out there. I just put it in the universe. I said, I'm not a seller until $1,000. You guys trade all you want. I'm just going to focus on building, and I'm going to check back at 1,000. I had a Babe Ruth meme. Monkman put it together. You know, where he's pointing over left field and knocks the ball out of the park. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, you know, do I really even want to sell any at $1,000? No, that's when it's just going to be getting good. So when we blow off, okay, we went from 5,000 sats. Our prior all-time high was 4,450 sats. We had a bit of a retrace, and then when we blasted through, we went from 1,500 sats to 5,000 sats. So about a triple in what is that? A triple in 24 hours or something.
Yep.
And the volume went from $7,000 to 315,000.
Holy mackerel. You lived through that, Max, and you didn't move, and neither did you, Uncle. I bet you. You know, not much.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I have no need.
Well, have a look at what it's doing right now, if you don't mind. Look at the far right curve.
What, right here?
Yes.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. That's
yeah,
right.
and it's just getting started. You think that's fun? I mean, so we could blast way past here.
I'm with you.
Max is getting a phone call.
And I'm having a coronary. A good one.
Sorry, I got a phone call. So when we catch a lift, we can triple from wherever we are. We've doubled, we've tripled. Here we went from 4,000 to 12,000. So tripling in a day, doubling in a day is par for the course. Now, what happens when you stack up a triple on a triple? That's a 10x. And so how much inventory is there for sale at any price? If I take the book up as high as it can go to 5,900 sats, so double, I can only get 66,000 coins. So, right, if somebody wants to come in and get 100,000 coin position, it's going to double the price on them before they've filled that last coin.
There is where people are too clever for their own good. I submit to you that person who doesn't mind buying into it to be able to get those 60,000 is going to be the winner long term. They're the ones that are going to just get it and be satisfied with it, not giving a crap whether they're buying into their own price increase. No, this is about acquiring as big a percentage of the blockchain as you can. Forget the price. We're talking about percentage. Yes. I mean, am I right, Max?
Yep. Yeah, and the reason that matters is so the market, the addressable market for the store of value role of money. So historically, gold has been the preeminent store of value, and the narrative around Bitcoin Core has been this is a better gold. The market cap of gold is $10 trillion. The market cap, and that's money. Gold historically is money. Everything else is credit. A famous JP Morgan quote. So, but most of us use currency. The convenience of currency, despite inflation, despite all the problems with it, the convenience aspect is such that we find ourselves using $500 trillion worth of currency against only 10 trillion of money. So when you look at Epic, not as just Epic, which can do the gold duties of the money duties of gold or Bitcoin Core, but also can do the medium of exchange duties. It's volatile relative to fiat currencies, so it's not a perfect tool. But with Epic, you can pay anyone, anywhere, anytime, any amount, any reason, 24/7, 365, instantly for under a penny, and nobody can stop you, and no other network can do that. So it has a utility value for medium of exchange, but more directly, because when you have Epic and you wrap it into E1 tokens and you pair that with ECR, you're going to be able to create the Bank of Frank and issue yourself a loan against your holdings. So when you have when you have your 12 million or 100 billion, I think I got the math wrong. Somebody, I'm sure, will call me on that later. I just realized an error in my formula. I'm going to go with the best case of you becoming a billionaire. So let's say you want to take out a loan for 10 million to go buy a house. You put 20 million of your position up, a small portion of your bag, lock that in the Bank of Frank, and then issue yourself an EUSD loan to go buy your house, and the coins sit there as collateral for an equity-based line of credit until you liquidate that loan, which the appreciation of the 98% of your coins that you're still holding amply covers. So you end up with your most of your coins and a free house in the process. And so because the market for currency, the market for EUSD is so much greater than the market for wealth storage, for money itself, that means one epic could easily be millions to tens of millions of dollars per coin. Why? Because there's only 21 million epic and it takes 100 years to get there. And there's 8 billion people that have 500 trillion of economic measuring needs.
Okay, Max, I want to do 3 coins and that's it, because we're hitting up 1 o'clock. But what I want to do, and this is shout out to Jam, who does an amazing job on Twitter Spaces. But I think I heard recently that he has quite a fetish love affair for ADA. And so can we do Cardano next?
Yeah, we can do Cardano. So the other thing that you got,
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm
So the other thing that you got to be careful of with these things is if you look at dollars. If you look at dollars, wow, Cardano, like I bought it at 10 cents and now it's this other price. But really, you gotta look at BTC to get a clearer picture. So Cardano, people that think they've made money in Cardano versus what they could have had just leaving it in the best benchmark asset that leads the space that's been on top for 10 years, which is BTC, you're actually down from 6,000 sats to 1,700 sats over the past 5 years. So your loyalty to the Cardano vision has cost you 70% losses in ineffective terms. So Cardano is a proven purchasing power loser over time, just objectively.
And go back, because I want to really make an important point here. This is in comparison to BTC terms. Now, let's just fantasize and let's go forward 10 years. And let's have Epic be that basis where people are doing the same exercise in 10 years, Max. This is what makes it really clear for me. Epic is going to be the one that people are going to refer to and say, hey, let's say 10 years back, we invested in just Epic. Now let's compare everything that's come after. And oh my gosh, it's going to be like Mount Everest.
Unparalleled. And that's why people just kind of shine us on and go, oh, that cool story, bro. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just can't even compute because there's 22,000 assets on CoinMarketCap. Everybody who's ever said that we have a better mousetrap version, Bitcoin, but better, the brain turns off because nothing has been better. But it really is. And so we have gone up 22,925% since March of 2020. We went from
just one thing.
Go ahead.
I just want to apologize for watching price because I don't even want to flirt with any sort of accusations of market manipulation or anything like that. I'm in and I'm already in and I'm not going anywhere. So I'm sorry.
You are good.
Hey, if you don't like the price, wait 5 minutes. That's called VEET. So you can't get caught up in price when you're thinking about it.
Not at all.
So Cardano, you're buying into something that is 13 billion versus 11 million. So imagine a bucket where you could put in 1,200 epics inside one Cardano. So in order to get double your value, Cardano has to go from 13 to 26 billion. So the world needs to value Cardano 13 billion more for you to double your money. It needs to value Epic 11 million more to double your money. 700,000 people already know about Cardano and are tracking it through their CoinGecko app. That's only 1,800 for us. So 376 times more people are involved in Cardano and following it and presumably invested in it than we are. Is it easier to get another 2,000 people or another 700,000 people?
I love
and
this
also
analysis. This is the analysis that everybody should just like memorize.
And Cardano's been around for 5 years. Cardano's been around for 5 years. It raised 200 million in a token sale back in, I think it was 2016. And then I bet Cardano has spent $500 million on marketing.
It's never been above, almost never been above its initial, it looks like.
And no asset ever really does. So here's your sushi. So sushi was 26,000 sats, and now it's 6,000 sats. So you're down 75%. Solana is down 75%. Litecoin, you could have had 343,000 sats, and now you have 42,000 or whatever. So about 90% loss there. Ethereum has done comparatively better, but you're still down about half. Pirate Chain, you might as well just mail a check to Jeff Berwick. That's cheaper, better for the ego. Just shut up and take my money.
I love Jeff. I do.
And then
I don't know him personally. I just think he's funny, and I think he's he's all right in my book.
His crypto sucks, Frank. It takes it.
You're right. I mean, I can't
stand people who take advantage of their subscribers. So he takes great walks, talks about the world. Fine.
Uncle, I hear you. I've never owned Pirate Chain in my life.
But I just don't want to give a shout out, because when somebody literally on purpose with intent pickpockets their subscriber base, then I take offense.
I agree. I've had that experience, and I 100% agree.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So basically, if you do that and you say, what is the market cap? What is the future, the future potential? I can't see a world where Cardano goes to 130 billion. I can't. I can. So 10x in Cardano seems really crazy to me, but I can totally see Epic going from 11 million to 110 million, which is basically where we were before a year and a half ago, when we had almost nothing of today. And the thing is, the bigger we get, the bigger we can get, because if you look at Cardano, okay, what's going to be a catalyst for it to go up? Is it going to go on some new exchange where people can buy it all of a sudden? No, it's already on everywhere. So where's that going to come from? With Epic, you want VTEX or you want VTEX?
That's right.
So even just CoinStore alone, that's the other thing. So the entire VTEX exchange did $65,000 of value yesterday. If you go to CoinStore, it did 134 million.
I didn't even know I could go to CoinStore yet, because I haven't watched the shows enough. I'm that far behind in my traveling. It's really this bad.
Max, you show the comparison to BTC, but for any potential ankle biters out there that might be saying, but you didn't show Epic, can you please show Epic as it relates to BTC?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
And I don't know what it's going to look like, everyone. I just wanted to be fair here.
Wonderful.
So you can see that actually we were up here before. If you go back to the very just when the chart first started, and I usually ignore the first few days, weeks, months of a new asset, because everything looks ridiculous. You want to see something funny. Here, look at green that we came out of the same code base.
I remember.
Oh boy.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. But okay, that's just Grin. Everybody knows Grin sucks. Let's go to Zcash. Zcash is pretty awesome. Had Barry Silbert behind it.
What did you
What did the early days of Zcash look like? Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, well that
Oh,
must be an exception. Let's go to the hottest hyped project AWS killer of ever.
which is what?
Oh my word.
I don't even know that one. Wow.
Oh, that's Internet Computer, ICP. Okay, let's go to Chia.
Chia. It tastes nice.
Yeah. Oh boy. Look at that.
So how about XMR?
Okay, so XMR is proof of work, so it's a little bit different. All these other ones are tokens that VCs can basically do whatever they want,
It's the only
but
reason I still own it.
good.
Proof
So
of
you
work.
can see that Monero started off in obscurity. Now, when Monero started, Monero didn't invent the crypto note confidentiality technique. It forked off of a coin called Bytecoin that at the time Monero launched, I think that there was Blueberry, there were Pascal, there were like hundreds of coins, and it really wasn't clear that Monero was going to be the one, but it kind of got the traction. So you can see here, like we did. So it starts off, wherever, because there's hardly any coins coming out and people don't know what it's going to be. And then the new mining supply is heaviest in the early days of the network, and then it finds its level. Most coins die here and they just continue to fade. But if they have life and they have legs and they're actively developed, then they come back. Yep. So that's what happened here. And into the wild boom days of 17 and 18, it was very happy times for Monero. So 300,000 sats went up to 2.7 million sats. So you about 10x your money if you held on for this Monero ride. Now, also BTC during that time went from $1,000 down here to 20,000 at the end of 2017. So if you top tick this, you could have ended up with a lot more dollars, but most people aren't that good of traders to be able to do that. I certainly can't.
And I'm sorry, in fairness, I trade against BTC back and forth between Monero and BTC when I do. And it's not frequently. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
So when there's a relative up price in Monero, I hope to already be in it. And then when it changes trend, I hope to switch. And then, listen, all of this is just heading to Epic. I promise you. That's what I'm doing.
I was going to say hope is a shitty strategy.
How dare you? I'm with you guys, man. I totally understand.
So what I always do is I always go to the top, the top in BTC terms back when it was. In this case, it's early 2018, and then start the chart from there, because ancient history in crypto kind of doesn't matter. What really matters is that strategy of trying to zig and zag and being in Monero versus BTC at the right time. I mean, you're fighting against a long-term trend that used to have you at 300,000 sats that now has you at 80% less. So your ice cube is really melting as you're playing that game.
I'm telling you, I'm already going to be all in. It's just a matter of my knowing how to get there. That's what I am waiting for. And I just need some time off from my travel.
All right, Frank, let me ask you this question.
Sir.
If you have any issues of knowing how to get there, which I get it. I was thinking about it myself, is I have my little black book, and when I had my 25 assets, I was going and looking through it, and where I bought them and the different wallets I had, and I'm like, geez, what I love most about Epic Cash is it simplified and clarified my life. I don't have to worry about all this shit anymore. I don't even know if I would know how to move something on freaking MetaMask anymore. I mean, I'm kind of serious, just because for 2 years I've been there. So if you have any questions on how to do that, t.me/Epic Cash Help Desk, or reach out to Izzy, or not me, because we'll help you get there.
I'm on live show, man. I'm sorry, people are calling me now.
No worries.
Okay.
Okay, can we do R? The reason why XMR and R, at least these folks are privacy focused, and there are so many people who I just don't understand why, except for the TCV, the crypto vigilante spell that they cast, that Epic Cash is Epic trash, and a shitcoin, and Epic Cash or Mimblewimble is inferior to Monero privacy tech and all of that. So anyway, those folks, there are many who are coming around, to be fair, but I just want them to take a look. If you're still holding on to your XMR or your R, please stop. You don't have to hold on so tight to that dropping knife,
Well, I think everything has its lifespan, and I've never seen anything go to zero and stay at zero. I just think look, I'm a peacemaker by nature, and I like to build bridges. So that's why I won't trash anybody on live air one way or another. I just can't. But I hear you. I've never.
You're you, Frank. I'm me. I will trash anybody that engages in what I deem to be criminal activity.
I understand.
To be able to deceive the subscriber base, so that they could build their own ranches. So no, I have have my line, man. And when
you do you, brother,
I go into Papa Bear mode, and so
I'm scared of you. I saw you. I met you in person. I'm scared of your physicality. Can I ask Max one question about Mimblewimble?
Sure.
Max, are you with us?
Yep.
Why does the pirate chain or vigilante community continue to trash Mimblewimble? I cannot get it, and you're probably the guy to answer that question.
Great question.
So let me just adjust my tinfoil hat here for a moment.
Please,
They are being.
It's just on my butt.
They are being paid. They are being paid to do so. You can draw your own conclusions about who might have an interest in preventing our success. I can take some few guesses. That's in the realm of speculation, of course. But if you look at the response of, say, captured banking industry regulators who attack crypto to retard its growth, to protect their interests of the financial institutions. If you're JP Morgan, you hate Coinbase. You do. So, there's a need for light and dark in the universe, and they're opposing forces, TCV and Rafael Laverde and people that choose to knowingly lie and deceive people. They are clearly on the force, or on the side of dark. So
subject at least, yes, sir. I understand. Okay.
Yeah. When you press and say, why does Mimblewimble suck? The answer is to ban you from the chat and duck the question. We've invited them a number of times to have a discussion about the relative merits of crypto note versus ZK snarks or starks or various ZK tech flavors and Mimblewimble. And it's crickets. They refuse to show up. It reminds me of the Bitcoin maxi strategy of putting their head in the sand and trying to ignore us as long as possible before we eat their lunch.
Max Kaiser was one of those people.
Yeah, Max, you're a coward. Come on my podcast, and I will eat you alive, punk.
R, let's. Oh
my God, this is your best show ever. I got to get hidden here a minute.
All right, let's.
Yeah. So with R. You can get 7 times.
Let's take a different strategy here. Okay. When I bought into R, my basis was like $3.75. It went up to like $15 when Jeff and Lucy were pumping it, and then the dump came, and that's what built all of their ranches and their lifestyles. So it now is what, at 40, it's
41 cents.
41 cents. So I sold mine about $2 and it just killed me. I'm down 50%. It just killed me. But let's let's go on the ride with the person who bought it at maybe $4. It went up to 15. They knew what they had, but they've held it all the way down. Can you persuade me? I'm that guy. Persuade me why I should not wait for hope that it goes back to the previous all-time highs or beyond, no matter what anyone says, versus just saying, let me take it on the chin, and that 40 cents, it's almost it's
education. It's education. You paid tuition, and you can't go back in time and undo the choice that you wish you didn't make, that now you know better. But you only have one choice. You can compound your error by not fixing it and taking the right steps today, or you can make two mistakes or one, but doing the one requires acknowledging that it didn't quite go so well, and that you would be better positioned in something else. So if you want to study it in trading psychology terms, there's something called anchor bias. So people are attached to the price they come in at, and for somebody that doesn't know or care about Pirate Chain back in the glory days of 2021, if they heard about it in mid 2022 and they've been in it for a year, all they know is that it used to be 69 cents and now it's 42 cents. Right. They can't even imagine back. I mean, wow, those tacos and Lucy, must have been really cute to get the price up there. Like we can't even fathom that. But you have all these salty bag holders. Look at all these people. Look at the volume. This thing traded $100 million one day. That's where the ranch comes from. Set them up, knock them down, pick their pocket. There's new suckers born every day. So a huge amount of wealth was extracted from this, and a lot of these people.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the TCV model, right there.
Okay. You are plankton for the baleen whale.
He said, if that happened to you, you're not doing it right. That was what he said.
Blame the victim. It's your fault for getting raped. You shouldn't have been wearing the miniskirt, miss.
I hear you. Totally hear you.
So you have the anchor bias, and you have the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is believing that your entry price is relevant to the market. It's not. The market values Pirate Chain today. So we can go to their website and say, okay, same website since 2018. We can go to their GitHub. We can go to look at their socials. We can see how much work is being put into this project. Nice website, but it's 5 years old.
Let me ask you this.
At this point.
Say one more thing, because my time is running short. I did not realize how long we've been having such an important conversation. I've just opened up my window. That's the difference in the appearance here. Can I say one last thing about the TCV controversies? Full disclosure, do you want that or do you not? For me.
Well, it depends what you say, but you know what you'll get back from me. So speak at your own risk.
only truth, and it might cause you both to laugh at me. I mean, it's my neck on the line here. So I want to make clear what I am members of and what I'm not. I'm a listener of the trading expertise, or I was, of the two top traders in the TCV kingdom. And I really did enjoy their training. I mean, it was a training, and it was far less than I paid for the university that I was in, which was a DeFi-centered thing. And that was not worth anything to me. So I'm just letting you know, everything's relative. I am, in fact, right now, still a member as of I'm almost up with my year. Okay. And then I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm here to give you full disclosure, because that's what you guys do. You always tell me the truth, and that's true. But I've never bought Pirate. I never bought Pirate. I simply listened to the trading expertise of those two top traders at TCV, because I do believe they're quite good at what they do, and that's all I want to say.
Especially when promoting their portfolio. I get it, Frank.
Sure. They have yes, that's exactly right. We agree.
I get it. So no.
So when you're, I would just add, like you're not a trading, you're not trading. You're a marketing agency, because you're telling people to go buy this thing that you own and creating your own reality. So those newsletter writers is a very common business model. Tika Tiwari, Palm Beach Confidential, guys like that. And what you find over time is that they have to keep churning through new pump and dump opportunities, new subscribers. You're grist for the mill. And so if your experience was positive, that means that of the 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 people or however many are waking up in the morning, opening that newsletter and clicking the buy button, you were just slightly quicker on the uptake to go and respond to their signals. No,
what I learned, Max, was that BTC is not going to go to zero any day soon. That's all I learned. Ethereum, same. Given all of their flaws, I know their flaws. I believe you and agree with you about their flaws, but these guys are true believers in, for now, Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Well, have them come on my podcast, and I will rapidly disabuse them of those notions, because Ethereum has legs, but BTC absolutely could go to zero at any point. And the fact that it's common knowledge that it can't and that could never happen is precisely why it's so dangerous. So I disagree with you there.
Okay, we can do that. And I love it. Man, that's what we're here for. This is better than anything I've been part of. And this is my first interview of all time.
All right, everyone.
Good times. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
This has been great. Frank, thank you for coming on, and everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. And I want to let you know that Epic Cash Live Friday, you aren't going to want to miss that one either.
I won't.
And this has been a long one, but I think it's been a really, really good one. So
I hope you both know that I'm your friends. I'm truly an epic man. I'm coming. I'm getting.
All right, man. We'll pivot your portfolio, baby.
I'm trying. I'm gonna do it.
All right. Don't be that guy that says, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then all of a sudden we're at $10 and you're like, damn it, I didn't do it. I wish I would have did it, but I'm so busy.
I haven't been home since I met you, brother.
I know.
I just need to get home.
Okay. All right.
You got it.
I'm
going home.
Computers
I'm going home on Saturday.
Computers work in a hotel just like they do at home.
No, I have no time.
Frank, I'm only saying that because I want you to acquire as much as possible. So because other people listening to this are not going to be staying on the sidelines.
All right.
And man, I thought it was you that was coming in all this last week, which just brings joy to my heart, because it just means other people are starting to wake up and pay attention. So for those of you who aren't, good on you.
All the time, because I'm always listening to you guys as much as I can. And I'm coming home on Saturday, everybody. So
all right.